All right, y'all. We have our quarterly plan, our paychecks that we're going to use, our template, and our budget calendar. And it is time to roll. It feels like I kind of over prepare sometimes, but there's a reason, and it's because ADHD. All right, let's get this party started. If you can do this stuff out of memory, I applaud you. Oops, sorry. I keep bumping the thingy, what's it? The light. If you can do this off the top of your head, I applaud you. I cannot. I must have references. Okay. So, what we're going to start with here is his inflow on our handy dandy little post-it here, and then her inflow. Just so, again, I don't have to keep this in my mind. I can refer. Okay, so what we have is for his paychecks, we're going to use this. So we have, right? Yeah, this paycheck and this paycheck. So this is February 21st, because that's when our month is starting. Our month of March is going to be February 21st to March 20th. So that's February 21st. And then this one will be, let's look at the calendar here, March 7th. So that's the tentative plan, March 7th. And then for me, this is going to be February 23rd and February 21st. And also, this will be February 21st. And that is all the paychecks I have ahead. Mind you, I am going to get paid. I'm going to get paid again this Thursday, but obviously it's not on here yet. Well, no, not this Thursday. Next Thursday. I don't know, y'all. Time isn't real. But yeah, so I'm not going to be ahead anymore, but that's okay. That's okay. We're actually going to use a further check. So I'll explain how this is going to go. So, and his interest right here will be used for March 3rd. So that is how that's going to go. And let's put it all in here. So his inflow, we have the, oops, I don't know if you can even see that. Can you see that? I'll do it like this. Oh, there we go. Now we can see it. We can see it all. Okay. So his inflow, we have his paycheck. So I'm just going to put the date here just so I don't get confused. $17.89. And then his pay, so $124, $769. And then his interest, 2/3, February 3rd, is $44. And then for me, my inflow will be $116, $15.06, and then $123. Oh no, actually, goodness gracious. I need to put it on this side so I don't get confused. 123 is 87 because that's my savings account interest. I want to keep the same thing going. And then 130, right? Oh goodness, why did I do 116? That shouldn't have been it, y'all. I'm tripping. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, her pay 130. 1590. And then 213 is 1510. And also there's going to be another paycheck, but we're just going to say, so I got paid on the 13th, which means I'm going to get paid again on, what is it, the 26th? I'm going to get paid again on the 26th of February. Good grief, y'all. So I got paid, yeah. I got paid on the 13th, so I'll get paid, oh no, the 27th. Okay, yes. I get paid on the 27th of February. So we're just going to do 227 because I'm going to use this paycheck. I'm going to use this paycheck in here. So I'm just going to put 15 and then an underline here because my paychecks since I've gotten my recent promotion have always been 1,500 plus. So that's just what we're going to go with. We're going to go with 1,500 and then however much it ends up being, that will be what's in the paycheck budget. But this is what we're going to be working with. Okay, so let's do some math. Okay, so his paycheck is going to be 1,789 plus 769. And y'all, this paycheck is so sad. What had happened was winter break. He gets paid. There's like a 2-week delay. Like most people, they work for 2 weeks and then their pay gets entered at the end of that 2 weeks, and then the next week they get paid. Wynn gets paid with a 2-week gap. So this paycheck that he got on the 24th was actually covering winter break, and he doesn't get paid for days that school is not in session. So, y'all, that's what happens. So, 769 plus 1789 is 2558. So that is what his paycheck was going to look like, 2558. And then my paycheck will actually be 1590 plus 1510 plus 1500, because I don't know how much it's going to be over 1500. So 4600. And then for other income, we have 44 plus 87, because that's our savings account interest. So that's 131. And then for savings, this is why we use the budget calendar. For savings, we have car insurance and we have city sticker that are coming out. So, car insurance, I'm just going to write it down right here so that I get it right on the top. So we have car insurance and city sticker. Now the city sticker is kind of like a city registration sticker. It's sort of like that. It goes on the windshield. Have to pay it once a year, just like the registration. I don't like it but we got to do what we got to do in order to be, you know, street legal. So car insurance is going to be $18.68. And this is for 6 months, which is why it's coming out of savings. And then the city sticker, which is, again, once a year, we're going with $105. I can't remember if that's how much I paid last time. But also last time I went to a currency exchange to buy my city sticker instead of going to the actual city. And I think the currency exchange charges extra. But I tried to look up how much it would cost, and the city's website is trash. So we're just going to see how much it is, and it will be adjusted as needed. But we're going to go with what this is so far. So $18.68 plus $105 is $19.73. So $19.73 is how much savings is going to be spent. So we're going to take that from savings, obviously. So from savings, $19.73. Because we want that math to math. We want the math to match. Okay, so let's add all that up. We have 2,558 plus 4,600 plus 131 plus 1970. Good grief, 1973. I might have to double check that math. 9262. I'm gonna check that math real quick. Hold on. The math is mathing. We're in business. Okay. And we are not investing right now. That's not where we are in our journey, unless you count buying a house an investment, which it kind of is, I suppose. But then we come to his spending. So we have rent is definitely going to come out. That's $13.50. And then kid bills is, let us see. Kid bills. That is, we have 103 plus 160. Yeah, 263. And internet has gone up recently, so that's 71 instead of the 66 it has been. I'm not a fan of that. S&M collections is always 50. Heating bill is, what are we budgeting? Last time it was like 460 something. We're going with 470. Just in cases. If it ends up being less, great, but y'all, struggle's real. Okay, and then student loans is 31 because we're not paying any extra on student loans right now. And then electric bill, we're going with, how much was it last month? Was 146. I'm going to go with 149 to be on the safe side. I have not checked how much it is. Don't judge me. Adventures. Adventures is 40. And this is basically what the kids can earn for their allowance. And then miscellaneous is 100. And that's Wynn's like spending money. So let us see how much that is. We have $13.50 plus 263 plus 71 plus 50 plus 470 plus 31 plus 149 plus 40 plus 100. 2524. Now, that actually reminds me what I should have done up here. And y'all, we're always changing things. We're always changing things. we have 2558 plus 44 is 2602. And then my inflow is 4600 plus 87, 4684. 4687, good grief, Bo. What is happening? I be struggling sometimes. Okay. 4687. But now we're going to go to his. So 2602 is his total here. So 2602 minus 2524. $78. $78. That's how much is left. 78. Y'all, when I say we be struggling sometimes, we're struggling. Okay, so Wynn is going to be able to save $78 this month. That is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So let's see what that means for his goals. That means number one goal. Number one goal is wedding. Oh no, that's the wrong. Sorry, that was last quarter's goals. So this quarter's goals is still weddings number one. So this is the result of a short paycheck. Struggle's real. Struggle's real, y'all. Okay, so I don't know, but that's it. Now we go to my spending. So for me, what are my monthly bills during this time period? We have, for my monthly bills, we have Netflix, YouTube, Fabulous, and Car Wash. So that's all of my bills. So 63 is the total for that. And then his debt is not getting anything because we're saving up for the move. Dining out, we're going with 60. Let's see if we can actually stay under this time. It's kind of a gamble. Groceries in bulk is 520. Transportation is 120. And transportation is car gas and public transportation. Health is 160, and that is over-the-counter and prescription medicine. Home shopping is 60, and that is exactly what it sounds like. Birthdays is 10. Oh no, we have a birthday coming up. I'm gonna have to put in 30 this time, because there is a birthday coming up this month and I don't think what I have saved is enough. So we're gonna go with 30 for that. And then clothing and shoes is 100. Yeah, we gotta have a buffer for this because shoes are a struggle in this house. Wynn walks like 20,000 steps a day minimum, and he wears through his shoes. I wear through shoes eventually too, just not as fast. And then pet care is 30, and personal and Alphaba, and personal is just my personal spending money. Alphaba is me matching the amount of money that the two older kids put into their savings account. So if they don't put anything in their savings account, I'm not putting anything in their savings account either. Otherwise, I will match how much they deposit out of their allowance. So personal alphabet, 200. So let's see how much this all adds up to. We have 63 plus 60 plus 520 plus 120 plus 160 plus 60 plus 30 plus 100 plus 30 plus 200. 1343. I love that. 1343. Now, we have 4687 minus 1343 equals 3344. So that is how much is going to be saved. 3344. Which looks like a lot, y'all. But it's just because I have this extra paycheck that I haven't gotten yet that's going to be going towards moving. So this, speaking of which, moving fund is going to be $1,500. So 3344 minus 1,500 is 1844. And then Christmas, what's the Christmas goal here? Actually, moving might get more than this. Christmas goal is $95 a month. So 95. And then insurance. Yeah, insurance is getting $407 a month. If you can see that. Insurance is getting $407. So in reality, this is actually going to get more than this. So 3344 minus 95 minus 407 equals 2842. I don't know why I wrote this 1,500 down here. I knew it was going to be more than that. Okay, so 2842. Which means the following 2 months, so April and May, I won't have to save very much for moving, which is good because there's probably going to be additional costs because I don't know if I said, but we're trying to buy a multifamily home with Wynn's sister, his twin sister. And because I'm a veteran, I qualify for a VA home loan, which is a veteran home loan, essentially. And that has additional rules. So the inspections for a VA loan have to be a little different because the VA is essentially insuring the mortgage up to a certain amount. So they're only willing to do that if certain rules are followed. And one of those rules is a stricter home inspection. So any house that we buy, we're gonna have to pay for home inspection, and that might mean we end up paying for multiple home inspections, because if one house doesn't pass the inspection and the seller isn't willing to do the additional repairs in advance, and we're not willing to pay the amount that will bring us up to the standard, then that house isn't a house that we're going to be getting, and we're just going to be out of luck with paying for that additional inspection, which is unfortunate, but that's one of those things that you have to think about when you're trying to buy a house. So yeah, those additional kinds of expenses are gonna come up, and we're just gonna, we got to deal with it. But this should be the math. Let us double check it to make sure everything is coming out okay. So we have, first of all, let's start with the inflow here. So we have, just to double check, 2558 plus, good grief, 4600 plus 131 plus 1973, 9262. So that's right. And then we subtract 25, 24. So that's 67.38. And then minus 78, 66.60. And then subtract 1343 is 53.17. And then we subtract 33.44. We get 19.73. And look at that. That's the amount that's in savings. So 1973 minus 1973 is 0. So this is a zero-based budget. And if you noticed, when I was double checking the numbers at first, I didn't include the savings money. So when I did this math here at first, I just included the paychecks and the savings account interest. I didn't include the savings spent because that's a separate transaction. So this is an example of how you can budget for paychecks you've already had and paychecks that are coming up with separate bank accounts and some money coming from savings. Y'all, we do this real complicated, but it provides a sense of security because at the very least, we know what we already have. We know what paychecks we've already had and what's already hit our bank accounts. And because I've been keeping track of my paychecks, I have a relatively strong sense of what my paychecks will look like going forward. I won't be getting like much overtime or anything because overtime isn't really approved in my current position, except in like special circumstances. So usually like what you see is what you get. In my previous position, the one that I was just promoted from, overtime was readily available because it's a bigger team, and if people would call off, they'd ask us to come in on our days off to help with the other team. Well, with the other half of the team, because we had different work schedules. But because I got this promotion, we all work the same days. So you can't like pick up overtime to cover someone else's shift because we all have the same shift. So like we really can only do overtime if so many people call off that we're like doing 3 people's jobs at once and we literally don't have enough time in our workday to finish it, and then overtime is approved. So my paychecks will be pretty stable. They'll just vary a little bit with like holidays or like my Christmas bonus or, stuff like that. There will be very little additional money. Which I'm okay with. I'm okay with because it's still more money than I was making. So we're good. We're good to go. But as sad as it is to have this savings, considering how much like we wanted to save every month, y'all, the last 2 months of this quarter, April and May, like Win is gonna have to like pull some magic out of his butt. I don't know. But struggle's real. Crunch time is on. We only have a few months left of the school year, and hopefully we can make it. Y'all, wish us luck. Because dealing with short paychecks and trying to buy a house and doing all these other things, this is why we are a team. Because otherwise, like, we'd both be struggling. Like, I'd be struggling on my own. My paycheck ain't enough to really, like, be an independent adult. I would have to have a roommate anyway. And, like, Win would have to have a second job, like, the whole year long, which would be super stressful and exhausting with 3 kids. Y'all, it would be too much. But together, we can make things work. make it happen. And I'm actually pretty happy with how this is. I mean, this doesn't please me, but I think we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. And then if the heating bill is less, which it probably won't be, like today the low was like 10 below 0 Fahrenheit. Like it was -10 Fahrenheit was the low. Y'all, it's cold. It's cold. The heat bill is high. Heat bill is high. It might actually be more than this. But if any of these bills are lower, then the rest will go to savings. And like, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. It's just going to be a little bit of a struggle, like for the next 6 months. It's fine. It's fine. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Never forget that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.